Hi, Efo. Welcome to your first lesson of social studies this week. Um, I am glad to announce that we finished Roman Britain as a learning unit. You now know everything about the Romans and Roman Britain, and now it's time to move on to geography. So we are back focusing on the maps, continents, countries, and so on. All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to minimize my video and I'm going to walk you through this lesson. So sit down, sit back, and listen. All right, so let me just put it in the presentation mode. Oh, what is this? Okay, there we go. Continents, countries, and cities. Actually, in this unit or in this time, in the coming weeks, we are going to be focusing very much on the American continents. That's where our focus will be. So we're going to learn a lot of exciting things about both North and South America. All right, so what's our learning objective for today? The objective is to identify the countries of North and South America. How will you know that you have reached this objective? You will know by the fact that you will be able to tell that continent is a large landmass, usually made up of a number of countries. You will be able to identify some countries in North and South America. And you can use Atlas or Google Maps, depending on what you have at home. Some of you may have Atlas, please use it. So you will be able to use Atlas or Google Maps to find the names of countries and cities. All right. What do you know about Americas? Try to pause this video, take 1 minute to think about what do you know about America? Do you know any countries? Do you know any people who come from there? Do you know any presidents? Do you know any famous sport? Think about it. Well, I do hope that you could think of something. So here are the Americas. Could you name any places? Could you tell which oceans or seas lie around the Americas? Could you be able to identify any flags of the countries from the Americas? Do you know any famous people? National anthem, maybe? Do you know any famous food that comes from the Americas? Inventions, discoveries? Try to think about it. All right. What do you know about the amazing Americas? Okay. So what do we know is that the Americas are separated into North America and South America. Now, we've been learning about continents, okay? But what is actually a continent? If someone asks you, describe what a continent is, what is a continent? Well, I hope you thought about the following. It's an actual land or a piece of land. If you thought about that, you were right. It's a large landmass made up of many countries. If you want, write this down in your social studies notebook. A continent is a large landmass made up of many countries. Okay, let's start with North America. Okay, this is North America. Okay, can you see the separate countries that make up North America? Can you actually see the countries? So how can you tell where the countries are? So we have to look at the borders. So here is a line, here is a line. So I'd say there's one country here, and then there's another country there, and another one here, and then there's small countries down here, some islands, and I'd say this is another country. How many are there? How many? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'd say around 10. Can you identify any? Would you actually be able to name any of them? Right, because I think this may be Canada and this may be USA, United States of America. And this is probably Mexico. Anyway, here we are. This country is called Greenland. Then we have USA. USA actually owns this part of North America. It's called Alaska, and it's part of the United States of America. It's one country. Then we have Canada, Mexico, Panama, and actually there's more here, the green ones, but they didn't really tell us what they are. If you want, you can open Google Maps if you're very curious and look at the other countries. Okay, now, what about South America? Do you know any countries? All right. Using an atlas, can you name the countries shown on the map? So if you have an atlas, grab it, look in it. If you don't, you can open Google Maps, okay? I think many boys who love football will probably know this country. This country is called Brazil, and they're very well known for having a great football team, so I'm sure the boys know. Anyway, Suriname, Brazil, Peru, Falkland Islands. Okay, so these were just a few to name. These are just few countries. Here we have Chile. Here we have Argentina. Okay, here on top is Colombia. I think there's many countries in South America too. I'd like to pay attention to the Falkland Islands. It's a separate country in South America, and it's actually a couple of islands. You would be surprised to know that the Falkland Islands in South America actually belong to the UK. It's a UK territory. That means whoever lives there has they are part of the UK, so the country is the UK. They have a passport from the UK. They are British citizens. It's a very bizarre thing, but it's what it is. Basically, Falkland Islands are a UK territory, United Kingdom. There are three dependent territories of the UK in South America. Can you find two more? Okay, if you are familiar, brilliant. If not, I'm going to tell you right now, it's South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands. So we have three: Falkland Islands, and then South Georgia and South Sandwich Islands. A bit of a funny name, but yeah. Anyway, now it's time for an activity, guys. Okay, you will have to complete the map of the Americas activity sheet. Okay, what will you need for that? You will need Atlas or Google Maps. You will have to have access to one or the other. Okay, you will have a task that I will tell you about right now. So basically, use an atlas or Google Maps to help you find label these 5 countries of North America on your map. You will have to find Mexico, Costa Rica, USA, Canada, and Honduras. Okay? So, how will you do that? If you use an atlas, you have to open the maps, you have to take a look at North America and see which country is which, and then write it on the line. All right? So let's say I don't have an atlas, so I will have to go Google and then maps. All right, so Google Maps. And it will probably look like this. So you just need to, just a second, you will need to zoom out until you see the map of the world, and then you need to find North America. So let it all load. Here in the right bottom corner, you will have to click on a minus many times until you see the map of the world. Yeah, so I need to move to North America. So I can see that this country is Canada, here is United States, Mexico. Then you will have to look for Honduras. I can't see it here, but I am sure it's somewhere. Oh, it's the tiny country here. So if you can't see a couple of the countries, you will need to zoom in to show you the country, okay? So here I see it's United States, so I go back to my worksheet and I will write, sorry, United States on this line, okay? Then you have a challenge. Label the capital city of each country. So whatever country you find, you will have to also write down the capital city. And you will be doing exactly the same with South America. You have 5 countries: Uruguay, Colombia, Ecuador, Venezuela, and Bolivia. You will have to find each country with your atlas or Google Maps, okay? There is a challenge. You will have to label the capital city of each country if you want, if you're up for the challenge, if you enjoy this. And also there was another challenge. Can you mark on key mountain ranges, rivers, and other countries and cities? If you want to mark other things on that map, like very important mountains, you can. All right, I would like you to fill in both, okay? And I would like you to try to take a picture of both of your worksheets in one, like it should be put into one picture so it's easy for your teacher to look at, okay? All right, there we go. Now, I'd like you to think about which ACP will I or did I use in this activity? Think about it. Well, I hope you thought about complex and multi-step problem solving, which is analyzing. Basically, you had a task, which is to find countries, and you needed to think about the steps that would make you successful in completing this task. I need to grab Atlas, I need to look at maps, I need to find out, and then write it in my map, okay? And this way, you also choose a suitable way of approaching your task. So yes, it's analyzing, complex, and multi-step problem solving. All right, guys, I did include answers, the answer key. However, as I said, I don't want you to just go onto the answer key and just do it like and just copy it. You will not learn anything. And when you take a test from social studies, you won't be able to remember what you did because you actually didn't use your brain, you just copied, and that's no learning. All right, at the end, did you know that there are 50, so United States of America is a country just like the UAE, but United States of America as a country has 50 states. Did you know that? Here are the names of all these all these states, just to name a few: California, Florida, Georgia, Montana, New Mexico, Texas. All of these are states of America. All right, at the end of your lesson, I'd like you to print this out if you can. If you can't, that's fine. You can do the traffic light coloring, success criteria, what did you succeed in, and maybe what do you need to improve in still, or what do you think you maybe don't know at all. All right, so that's it for our first lesson in social studies. And in your second lesson, we will continue learning about geography and the amazing Americas. I hope you enjoy your activity. See you soon.